Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow Room. And this is the final, the climax. Well, I know how climactic it'll be, but it's the last video in our series devoted to Saint-Saëns. Saint-Saëns. Sometimes I pronounce the S, sometimes I don't, and I don't care, so leave me alone when it comes to that stuff. Gosh, he's a wonderful composer. You know, I don't know anybody in the commentariat out there who does not believe that he's a wonderful composer and isn't getting the attention he really deserves. I mean, I just totally believe that. And this particular clump is going to wrap up the Saint-Saëns surveys. Most of the chamber music and strange stuff I have upstairs, just so you know. This is real overflow. This is like really extra copies of things because I like him so much that I don't relegate my spare Saint-Saëns to the overflow room. Mostly I keep it handy. I listen to it a lot. It's always rewarding. His chamber music is particularly marvelous, and I have very little of it here. I mean, here we have piano trios. I have a couple of piano trios here. Discs, the Hyperion one with the Florestan trio we already talked about. This one is with the Joachim trio, which is really an excellent group. It's Rebecca Hirsch, Caroline Dernley, and John Lenahan piano. I'm on Naxos, so they do a beautiful job with these two really superb trios. And all the other chamber stuff is up there for the most part. Then we have, let's see, what's this? Oh, yeah, the Orgel Symphony, the organ symphony with Daniel Barenboim, the Chicago Symphony with Gaston Litte's Orgel Synchro. It says, see, look, it says Synchro. It's very interesting that they're honest about it. They weren't at the time. There it is, you see? What they did was they took the organ at Notre Dame Cathedral, I think it was, and they dubbed it in much later. But it's a wonderful performance of the organ symphony. This was supposed to be the one that finally challenged the supremacy of the Charles Munch Boston Symphony, which it doesn't actually, because that one remains sonically better and the interpretation is thrilling. But this is awfully good. It really is. And it still sounds wonderful. You also get the Samson and Delilah Bacchanal and the Prelude to the Flood and the Danse Macabre with those other things are with the Orchestre de Paris under Daniel Barenboim. The Samson and Delilah thing came from the complete version of the opera, which I talked about like last video, where the final collapse is never collapse-ish enough. But it's a great organ symphony, and it's now out on DG Originals. It's funny how it sounded better on LP than it did on CD because, you know, they could hide some of the, you know, synchronization and things that they did better on LP. On CD, it's a little obvious, but that's okay. It's okay. It's still really one of the best ones. Then we have the complete works for piano and orchestra on Hyperion with Stephen Huff, the City of Birmingham Symphony under Sakari Oramo. Now, this won a Gramophone Award as Record of the Year. It never deserved it. It's not the best. It's really not the best. I mean, the best piano concerto cycles, there's Louis Lortie on Chandos, which I think is the best of all of them now. It's amazing. And then there's a cycle on Bis, and there's a very good one on Naxos. And there's all of those I think are probably a little better than this one. The problem with this one isn't that, you know, Huff isn't good. He's very, very good. And, you know, and Oramo's okay too. It's just that the sonics aren't great, and the balance between the piano and orchestra is a little bit off. And that makes it kind of annoying in places. I just wish it were better, but it just is not. And there you have it. I mean, that's the honest to God truth. Much as we all love Hyperion and Stephen Huff and all those people, it's not one of their finer efforts. Then we've got this. Oh, this is amazing too. This is, I have several of. I keep one under Bizet and one under Saint-Saëns, at least one, and one upstairs and one downstairs and one under my pillow. And you've got the Bizet Symphony in C and Jeux d'Enfants with the Concertgebouw Orchestra and Bernard Haitink. A glorious recording of the Bizet Symphony in C. There is none better. And then the Saint-Saëns Organ Symphony with Jean Gaillou and the San Francisco Symphony and Edo de Waard. Now, that's his second recording of it. His first was with the Rotterdam Philharmonic, I think, also for Philips. But this was a Philips digital, which was part of the organ inaugural, you know, festivities when they planted the Ruffati organ in Symphony Hall in San Francisco, and I happened to be there then. So this is like Really, really, really a glorious Saint-Saëns organ symphony. It's also one of the great ones. It's on Eloquence, Decca Eloquence. And I think it's now out of print or something like that. Those jerks. Saint-Saëns Violin Concerto number 3 with the Lalo Symphonie Espagnole. Save me, God. Okay. The Lalo, you all know I detest because I got trapped playing it with the Suzuki violinist at the Stanford Symphony and it made me absolutely insane. The third piano concerto by Saint-Saëns, however, is a screaming masterpiece, here performed by Itzhak Perlman, like the screaming masterpiece it is, and the Orchestre de Paris under Daniel Barenboim. It's a great, great, great recording of a work that still doesn't get the attention it deserves. Then we have this interesting thing, Saint-Saëns Javotte, the complete ballet, Javotte. 1 hour of Javotte. It's amazing. His 1896, it's late. It's his first complete recording. It's an unpretentious village love story in which Javotte eventually persuades her parents to acquiesce in her betrothal to her beloved Jean. The music, with its occasional nod towards Delibes and Mendelssohn, brims with the elegant wit and sparkle characteristic of Saint-Saëns' most refined orchestral style. You also get the ballet introduction and 3 scenes from Parasitis, exotic incidental music to the historical Persian drama, from the Persian word for swallow, Parasitis. Includes a ballet, here represented by an introduction and 3 scenes. And it's all juicy. The Queensland Orchestra under Andrew Mogrilio and Marco Polo. I think it's been reissued on Naxos since then, since the dawn of time when I was listening to it. When was this? 1996. Okay, here you go. Then we've got, what's this? Oh, Zubin Mehta and the Berlin Philharmonic, doing the Franck D minor and the Saint-Saëns Organ Symphony with Daniel Korzempa. These are not the best performances of these works, but they just looked interesting. And it's a big coupling, and Teldec sort of tossed this out without any concern for doing anything with it. And so I have it, and I shall always have it, hopefully. What's this thing? Oh, yeah. This is the Ensemble Orchestral de Paris under Jean-Jacques Kantorov, however you want to pronounce him. We have Spartacus and pièces de concert, all kinds of pièces de concert. We've got the Spartacus is an overture. It's a 15-minute long overture. It's a very serious overture. Then we've got the Romance for Violin and Orchestra, Opus 48, the Morceau de Concert for Horn and Orchestra, Opus 94, the Caprice Andalou for Violin and Orchestra, Opus 122, the Morceau de Concert for Harp and Orchestra, another big work, 13 minutes and beautiful. I love harp stuff, and this is like one of those. The Romance for Horn and Orchestra, Opus 36, and the Morceau de Concert for Violin and Orchestra, Opus 62. This is delightful, lovely stuff, with Olivier Charlier, violin, and Marielle Nordman, harp, and Radovan Vlatkovich, horn, and like I said, the Ensemble Orchestral de Paris under Jean-Jacques Kantorov, and yeah, go find this. It's just terrific. Stokowski, Saint-Saëns, yes, they were made for each other. We have Samson and Delilah, 62 minutes of highlights, including a really wild bacchanal, slightly reorchestrated, with Reza Stevens and Jan Pierce and Robert Merrill. What's not to love? This is on Kala. I'm with the NBC Symphony Orchestra. And Tchaikovsky, Eugene Onegin, Tatiana's Letter Scene with Licia Albanese. This is just a great Stokowski thing that, I would never part with. And last but not least, the Organ Symphony and Phaeton, also without a loud enough crash. I'm not doing the crash again. That's in a couple of videos ago. With Christian Badea, the Royal Philharmonic, Michael Murray on Telarc. Very well recorded, very ordinary performances. That's the bottom line, but I got it for the sound. So that's it, my friends. That's the whole bit for the Saint-Saëns in the Overflow Room. Like I said, there's tons more, but that's not down here. It's up there. And we will be talking about all of that in due course, of course, in due course, because Saint-Saëns is amazing. So keep on listening, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care.